In 1970, a 28-year-old nursing student named Donna received the doll as a gift from her mother. Donna lived in a small apartment with her roommate, Angie. At first, the doll was just a harmless decoration, usually sitting on Donna's bed. But after a short time, Donna and Angie began noticing strange things. The doll would change position when no one was around. They would leave it on the bed and later find it sitting with its legs crossed or standing upright. Sometimes it would appear in another room entirely. On some days, they said it seemed to move only slightly. On others, it was found in places they were sure they hadn't left it. Then things escalated. Donna and Angie reportedly found small handwritten notes around the apartment. The notes were written on parchment paper they said they didn't even keep in the apartment. The messages were childlike and short, with phrases such as, "Help us," or "Help Lou." That was one of the details that made the story infamous. The idea that the doll wasn't just moving, but somehow communicating. The seance and the spirit of Annabelle. Worried, Donna and Angie contacted a medium. During a seance, the medium supposedly told them that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins. The story given was that Annabelle had died years earlier on the land where the apartment building now stood, and that her spirit had attached itself to the doll. Donna and Angie, feeling sympathy for what they thought was a lonely dead child, allegedly gave the spirit permission to stay in the doll. This is the key turning point in the legend. The idea that what looked sad and harmless was actually something much darker. Lou's attack. Donna's friend Lou never trusted the doll. He reportedly felt something was wrong with it and warned Donna to get rid of it. According to the Warren version of the story, Lou later had two terrifying experiences. First incident, Lou was sleeping in the apartment when he woke up unable to move. He said he saw the Annabelle doll at his feet, then felt it crawling up his body until it reached his chest and seemed to strangle him. He blacked out and later believed the doll had attacked him. Second incident. On another day, Lou and Angie were in the apartment when they heard strange rustling noises coming from Donna's room. Lou went to investigate. The room looked empty, except the doll was there. He felt a sudden burning pain in his chest. When he pulled up his shirt, he found what he described as 7 claw-like scratches across his torso, 3 vertical, 4 horizontal. According to the story, the scratches disappeared within a couple of days. The Warrens later claimed this was evidence that the entity was not a child spirit at all, but something malicious. The Warrens' conclusion: Donna eventually sought help from a priest, who contacted the Warrens. After investigating, Ed and Lorraine Warren said the doll itself was not possessed in the simple sense people imagine. Instead, they claimed it was being manipulated by an inhuman or demonic presence. Their explanation was that demons don't possess objects because they want the object. They use objects to gain trust, create fear, and get closer to a human victim. In their telling, the spirit pretending to be Annabelle was a trick. It wasn't a little girl at all. It was a malevolent entity trying to attach itself to one of the people in the apartment. Removal of the doll. The Warrens arranged for the apartment to be blessed or exorcised, and they took the doll with them. Even that part of the story became part of the legend. According to them, on the drive home, the doll caused their car to stall repeatedly, as if resisting being moved. Ed Warren supposedly used holy water on the doll, and the problem stopped. After that, Annabelle was placed in the Warrens' occult collection, eventually kept inside a glass case with warnings not to touch or provoke it. The museum story. Once in the Warrens' museum, Annabelle's legend only grew. The Warrens told stories that visitors who mocked or challenged the doll suffered bad luck, accidents, or worse. The most famous tale is of a young man who allegedly banged on the doll's case and laughed at it. Later, after leaving on his motorcycle, he was said to have died in a crash. This part of the story is part of the Warren legend and not something independently verified. But it's one of the reasons Annabelle became so famous in horror culture. What the movies changed, the Annabelle films turned that story into a much bigger supernatural mythology. In reality, Annabelle was a Raggedy Ann doll. The story centered on Donna, Angie, Lou, and the Warrens. The spirit of Annabelle was said to be a fake identity used by a demonic entity. Most of the legend is about movement, notes, scratches, and possession attempts. In the movies, Annabelle becomes a porcelain doll with a terrifying face. The backstory is expanded with murders, cults, demons, nuns, orphanages, and cursed families. The doll becomes the center of an entire supernatural franchise rather than one isolated haunting case. Whether you believe this story or not, one thing is certain: the legend of Annabelle continues to haunt those who hear it. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like, subscribe to the Hollow Signal, and let me know in the comments. Do you think the doll was truly haunted?